Hello everybody, thank you for watching another episode of What's Up Now. For those of you that don't know what that is, it means What's Up Nominee of the Week. Each week I choose a person to talk about their passions, their talents, their skills. And this week we have the honor of nominating my good friend Jared.
Oh, hi.
What up, buddy?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to be here.
He's a music producer and music artist, and he goes by the name of L Space Cadet.
Or just Space Cadet, either way.
Just Space Cadet, but that's his handle. Go follow him. Yeah, so I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
What inspired you with music?
How far back should I go? Because I used to do like marching band. I was a drummer in like emo like cover bands for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, some people we know, we used to be in like garage bands and stuff together when we were little kids. And then that kind of like, because I was a drummer for a while, when that went away, because I was just like, when you're a kid, especially like growing up here in Reading, like people weren't really like writing their own music.
Yeah.
It was just like, let's play this popular song we love and do it,
Yeah,
and we'll
covers
and then we'll do it at the talent show, or we'll play at this bar, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'll go do something else, right? And then when I was living in Orange County. It's like right out of high school. I was living in Orange County, and I was at this apartment complex, and this guy Mike, who we used to hang out with, he would have us over to hang out sometimes, and I was at his apartment, and he was like DJing. He was a DJ, and he was playing this beat, and I was just like, this is sick, what is this? And he's like, I made this. And it's like light came on in my head. I was like,
that's what's up.
and kind of like kind of a dick move. I was like, man, if this guy could make this, I could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could do that.
It sparked the flame.
If this guy could do it, I could do it, you know?
Yeah.
And so I started like hooking him up so he would let me come over and like play with his like beat making equipment. And they just kind of taught me the basics. And then I eventually got a laptop that had like GarageBand on it.
Okay.
And I just kind of learned how to like put loops together and like play things on the keyboard, you know, and it just kind of went from there. But the only reason I started making beats in the first place was because I wanted to be a rapper. This is a pretty common thing with most producers. They were like, well, I wanted to be the rapper. And so you don't have no one, like, especially when I was starting, like, you couldn't just like go online and find beats, you know, like this was like 2006. So like you couldn't just like get on the internet and type in this person type beat and get something like that. You know, you could maybe get the instrumental of another song, you know, but that was about it, you know.
Different styles and stuff.
But like finding original beats wasn't a thing, so I just kind of was like, all right, I guess I'll just make my own, you know, and that's kind of how it started.
That's awesome. So, how long has it been for you making beats?
Yeah, since like, I want to say 2007, maybe? 2007 probably is when I got started.
I was in 7th grade.
Yeah. I was like 18 at the time, maybe 19. And I was just like, it's funny, we're at Fusion, we're at our homeboy James's restaurant. James
shout out James for allowing us to record this video here.
And shout out James's older brother Richard, who was one of the first people that I was like, I'm gonna be a rapper too. You know what I mean? Like I told him that, and he was just like, yeah, let's both do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the spark where I was like, okay, I could do this. You know, like I'm gonna do this. And so I started making beats. And I linked up with a couple people locally that I went to high school with. Shout out my boy Kyle Schwenning. And we would just like make beats in his grandma's garage.
Yeah,
you know?
that's tight.
And I wrote my first song in there. And it was just like this crappy little recording that we burned onto a CD. And I just drove around with it in my truck like, yeah, check it out, dude.
Yeah,
check it out.
Listen to my tape.
Yeah, that was like 2007. So.
Right on.
So yeah, I was
quite a while.
Just a young tyke at that time. Yeah.
So, I want to know what are the type of emotions you get from making music?
Oh, that's the nice thing about music is it's like sometimes you use your emotions to create the sound, and sometimes you just start picking sounds and they give you an emotion, and you're like, I'm just gonna go off that, you know? Like sometimes I'll just be going through like loops or samples, and I'll hear like a guitar, and I'll be like, that's pretty. I tend to like gravitate towards like sad or like more like mellow sounding stuff.
Okay, I see.
Like smoking music or like rainy day type music.
Oh yeah, something that'll hit you like strike an emotional chord.
Yeah, like jazzy, soulful kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, I usually do that as opposed to having like an emotion that I want to convey.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? But sometimes like you just be in a state, like I was in a real sad state earlier this year, and like the only thing I could make was sad music. It was just what I kept gravitating towards too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that because, all right, I play piano. Like, I don't know how to play a lot of piano, but like if I freestyle on the piano, for some reason the mood is always so sad.
Yeah,
like,
well,
I don't know how to.
Well, also like it might be a reflection of just where we're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also like I feel like sad or like lovey-dovey like R&B type stuff. It's like just the most easy to listen to stuff.
Yeah.
Like immediately catches you. You know what I mean?
I feel it, yeah. And just like emotion too. Like it's more impactful than some other stuff that is like a banger. You know,
It makes you feel something. Which like when you're making something, or even if you're like hearing something for the first time, that's what you want it to do. You want it to make you feel something. Yeah. You know? And like the natural thing for most people, especially just as listeners, is they want to feel good. They want to turn up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as you're making it, you want to feel those different nuances. You want to feel sad. You want to feel like,
you want to feel
ooh, this is a story. You know what I mean? There's something here, you know? But for the most part, people just want to like forget about. Just same thing with like movies. They don't want to go to the movies and cry most of the time. People do. Like those movies are still worth it, but most of the time they just want to go and feel good and forget about whatever problems they got going on.
I see.
You know?
All right. So another question.
Okay.
For someone who is aspiring to become to make music, produce music. What's the biggest advice you got for them?
I think if you're aspiring to do anything, it needs to be something that you're one, okay with being shitty at for a while. And two, is something you're willing to do for free.
Yeah.
You know, regardless. Because that's the thing with not just music, but a lot of things that people get into, rapping, starting a clothing brand, putting together shows, like being a promoter, a DJ. People get into these things because they want to like get some sort of recognition or like a response from people, which is okay because that's what art is for the most part. You put something out and you let people react to it. But if that's the only reason you're doing it, it's gonna frustrate you sooner than later, and you're not going to want to do it as much. It's going to deter you from wanting to do it. So doing something, one, just for yourself, and being okay with not being good at it for a while.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I feel that. Sorry, keep going.
You also have to be a little delusional too. Like even when you're not good, you have to be like, I'm pretty good. Because that's what's also good. It's like the little things got to excite you. Do you know what I mean?
For real.
Like when I first started making music, I was like, this is pretty good. And now when I go back and listen to it, I can't even, like if someone tried to show me an old song, I'd be like, turn that off.
You're like, this is cringy.
I do not want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I feel that because creating this platform, this brand, just like I told you earlier when we met, I was like, I got bad feedback and I got good feedback. People will say, oh, that's a cool idea. Oh, that's a dumbass idea. And at the end of the day, I was like, I don't give a single shit. I'm gonna do it because I'm not doing it for them.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me.
I almost would have preferred if people told me my shit sucked back in the day, as opposed to like being like, yeah, this is good. And then like when I try to give them the CD, they never play it. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Like, okay, I know how you really feel, but you're making me feel like you like it. You know what I mean?
Dude, but yeah, going back to like this, like since I made it for me, now like the saying, how could you give from an empty cup? Or whatever?
100%.
So that's where it goes hand in hand now, where I'm able to create this platform and highlight your talents and whoever else's talents.
Exactly.
Like, it's a win-win.
And I'm dropping forks here.
Sorry, James.
I'll pick it up, I promise. No, it's cool to even be at a place in my life or in my experience with this to where I feel comfortable or confident giving advice to someone who wants to start doing this, you know? But yeah, I guess to answer your immediate question, that would be my main advice, is just make sure it's something you're gonna do regardless of whether people recognize you for it or not.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's gotta be your outlet just for yourself. You know? Kind of like what we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you for that. And yeah, I just wanna say I nominated you this week because I acknowledge your passion for making music. Ever since I met you, you were like always pushing yourself. I'm like, that's what's up.
I honestly probably could be better at pushing myself. Like you probably didn't even know I did music for the first few months that we knew each other, right? Like I don't usually like introduce myself like, hey, also I do this.
Yeah, no, but when I found out, it was like, you know, peeling an onion, you know, I was like, oh, I get to know more about you. And I was like,
and I think it's better for people that way, as opposed to me like introducing myself and be like, yeah, I am this. Check it out, you know? It's like a door-to-door salesman. Like,
hey, you want to listen to my mixtape?
No matter how good the sales pitch is, most of the time if someone is like trying to sell me on something, I'm like,
I'm okay.
So I just try to let people find out on their own, you know, or let other people talk for me as opposed to being my own.
Make it like organic.
But I wish I was a little bit better at promoting myself in a way that felt natural, you know?
Hey, well, you're doing a really good job with this, promoting yourself all
Check out my website.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, so I just want to thank you again for taking the time and doing this with me.
This is great. We got egg rolls, we got calamari, we got more food coming. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better situation as far as an interview goes. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Before I dig in and before I dig in and we end this, I just want to say special thanks to James A. Chow for letting us do this. And this is Fusion Restaurant here downtown Reading, off Plaza Street.
Yes, sir.
Come get yourself some food.
The one and only.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Jared, for taking the time.
Oh, dude, anytime. Thanks for having me, man.
Please like, subscribe, follow for more. Follow Jared. And if you enjoyed this episode and you enjoy our brand's message, which is to empower people to do the things they love that make them feel fulfilled, hit up that website, come get yourself some merch.
Yeah.
And
Is my Instagram handle gonna be somewhere?
Yeah, I'll put it right here. I can put it up in there.
Right here? All right, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.